What's going on? Dylan Conrad, Metabolic AF. Today I'm going to talk to you about if you're constantly falling off your routine, do this instead. Before I get into that, if you watch this on YouTube, please like, subscribe, turn notifications on, Spotify, iTunes, like, rate, and review. All helps the algo. So, the problem really isn't as much of what you're doing with your diet and training. Obviously, those are important, right? And you want to optimize those within a realm of realism and sustainability and enjoyability. I think I just made that word up. But I tell all my clients, even with a diet and training program that's 80% optimal, but done with 100% adherence, which means that you stick to it 100% of the time, is going to outperform in terms of your results a optimal training and nutrition plan with 80% adherence. Because 80% adherence doesn't equal 80% results. It equals like 50% results or even like nothing, right? So precision really matters. And how precise you're going to be is going to depend on that diet and training model and how well you can actually adhere to it. So the question is, how do we adhere, right? How do we stop falling off our routine? Like, I've been there before, right? I was constantly hiring coaches on and off. I would ghost them. I would try intermittent fasting. Then I would try paleo, and I would just jump to these diets and really just nothing consistent. And there was a lot of reasons why. And every time I did it, and maybe you're feeling this way too, like every time I did it, I lost faith in myself that I could actually ever get in shape. And this is coming from someone who was personal training and had a gym. I owned a gym at the time. So you can imagine how much of a fraud I really felt like to all my clients. And I couldn't stick to anything for the life of me. I wasn't consistent in the gym with my workouts. I wasn't consistent with my diet. I was super frustrated, and I was just like down on myself, and it really weighed into my confidence as a leader, training my clients, owning a gym, trying to grow a business, really hindered that, really hindered it. And then maybe you can, kind of see yourself in my experience. Maybe you can see how your consistency and your ability to stick with something with your nutrition and training, and the fact that you're not, is really weighing in on your performance at work, maybe your ability to be a role model for your kids. They see mom or dad like constantly, eating crap and going on and off diets and starting and stopping workout routines. And, maybe you're feeling really, really down, and I've been there. I get it. But there's 6 different reasons people start and stop. Okay. Number 1 is motivation over habits. So people, if motivation, all the science, it's not linear, right? It's up and down throughout the day and throughout the year, right? And so if we're depending on motivation to get us going to work out and eat healthy, then we're going to work out and eat healthy in waves throughout the year. So what we want to do instead is focus on habits, because habits are just like brushing your teeth. Sometimes you're not motivated to brush your teeth, but you still do it because it's just ingrained in you, right? The second reason is people just don't have the skills or the knowledge on how to travel and stick with their routine, how to eat meals out, how to drink alcohol, how to go on vacation, how to basically like live a normal life. So what a lot of people will do is they'll try to do it inside of like a vacuum and not go out and turn down fun trips and all this other stuff because they want to stick to their nutrition training, but it's greatly impeding on their personal life, their social life, their relationships. And actually, if we just worked on getting the skills and the habits, you'd be able to have the best of both worlds. And this just kind of feeds into that all in, all out mentality, that very like American mentality. Third reason is poor planning. I see it all the freaking time. All the time. John Wooden, right? The GOAT coach of all time, UCLA men's basketball, regarded as one of the greatest coaches in history, he always said, failing to prepare is preparing to fail. Very true, right? And so if you're someone who's just like, oh, I want to fly by the seat of my pants, and you're trying to achieve all these goals in every aspect of your life, which you can, but if you don't have structure, if you don't have it calendared out, if you don't have it mapped out, you're going to crash and burn once lives, right? Which brings me to my next one, okay? When lives, every time that something happens in your life, whether it's work picks up or, something happened with your family or you're not feeling well, and you go into this fight or flight kind of panic mode, and you're like, I can't work out, I can't eat healthy, right? And you react emotionally instead of looking at it logically, and you deviate and you fall off, right? The fifth one is lack of self-control. I always ask people on the call, they're like, oh, I eat crap food and da-da-da. And I was like, okay, well, that crap food, like how often is that happening? Oh, just maybe like 3 times a week. Okay, thinking in my head, that's not going to be the reason you do or do not see results. So I dig further. What does that look like when you're eating those crap foods? Oh, well, I'll pop a sleeve of Oreos open, and I'll just have 1 or 2, and by the time I look down, like the whole carton's gone. Okay, right? Self-control. It's like having 1 or 2 versus the whole entire box of Oreos, right? And the last one I see a lot is lack of personality. I have lack of personality. A lack of responsibility. And what I mean by that, if you listen to Jocko Willink, Navy SEAL motivational speaker, he's got a great podcast, but he talks about taking 100% responsibility. And if you aren't taking 100% responsibility for the things that are within your control, and that has led you to where you are now, you're never going to take 100% responsibility for actually changing your situation. So the best thing is to figure out, no matter how thin you slice it, there's always 2 sides of the coin. For example, I don't have time. I hear this all the time. Oh, my kids, and then this, and then that. It's like, okay, well, a lot of those things are out of your control. Like, you can't control when your kids are going to be needing to get picked up or taken there or gone down for a nap, and you can't control what your boss is going to make you do or not do. But we can control the time that we make. We can control the amount of social media, the amount of TV we watch, the amount of bullshit that we waste our time, right? And so it's really not, I don't have enough time to, how can I have more time, right? And that's a fixed versus a growth mindset. So how do we help our clients actually overcome this? Once these people become clients, how do we actually help them? So I talked first one is motivation over habits. Okay. What we use to create those habits and get out of that motivational mindset is called habit stacking. So the first week people are fired up to start, just eat anti-inflammatory foods and track your food. I'm like, that's it. Like, that's all I have to do, right? They want to go to macros. They want to do like 6 days a week of workouts and HIIT. No, we start very, very small. We want to have it so small it's laughable, because once we do that, if you look at the research, I've said this a million times, I'm sorry if I feel like a broken record, but you're going to have a 80% or higher success rate if you just focus on one habit at a time versus 2 or more. You're going to have like a 5% or less success rate. And that's why all these crash diet routines, anything that you just start and go all in that doesn't have a pathway to actually build up, you're going to fail. That's what the research shows. Okay. So by stacking habits, we focus on one thing, wait until that habit gets set and ingrained. We go at whatever speed our clients go at. So if it takes them longer than a week, it's 2 weeks, that's fine. Right? But once you get that one habit down, you stack another one, then you stack another one. And you're stacking all these small little wins. You're getting these dopamine hits. You feel like, wow, I can actually really do this. You're building confidence, and you're using this one variable at a time, and you're having success. And next thing you know, a couple months out, you are tracking macros. You're working out a ton. Your workouts are intense. Everything's very optimal. But you have to start from the very beginning and start small. Okay. How do we help our clients overcome, the travel, the meals out, the drinks getting with clients or friends, we show them the macro method, right? So basically it allows our clients to eat whatever they want as long as it fits into the parameters of the amount of protein, carb, and fat. So you can drink alcohol, you can eat out. I'm not saying go YOLO, but moderation, and it trains yourself to have this moderation. Drink like a gentleman, drink like a lady, right? Poor planning. So one strategy we use a lot is pre-logging. So we'll have our client actually map out the full week of eating, and they'll have to call an audible a lot of times if they have a client lunch at the last second, or maybe they weren't craving X, Y, and Z, so they had to swap out. But having a plan will put them a lot more in a position of success, a lot better position of success, and everything's just mapped out, so they don't have to think. There's not extra bandwidth. There's a reason that Steve Jobs used to wear the same exact outfit, because he had to make less decisions. And if your week's already planned out, you don't have to make more decisions, okay? Because that the decision fatigue is a real thing. Lack of self-control. This is one of my favorite things to coach our clients on. Now, what we use, obviously habit stacking is one of them, but motivational interviewing is what they coach, and how therapists coach people successfully out of addiction, which is like, if you've ever suffered from addiction, like that gravitational pull towards drug and alcohol, holy shit. And if there's a proven method that can actually get people out of addiction, right, by using the right type of coaching, which is called motivational interviewing, which is what we use our clients, oh my goodness. You're able to completely transform your habits, completely transform your self-control, and completely transform how you think about yourself. Okay? So lives, right? How do we help our people that are coming into us? And every time that life has a change, they're feeling a little depressed, something's going on, lives, they get derailed. How do we help our clients actually overcome this? Well, we actually use objective data and take the emotion completely out of it. Right? So fight or flight can often lead to a very emotional response. And we just look at the objective data that we have, and we teach our clients to do the same thing so they can learn how to fish long term. Right? And the last thing, talking about lack of personal responsibility. And that's just motivational interviewing. That's asking the right questions to really help our clients get to the conclusion themselves that this stuff might be out of control, but this stuff is in my control. And I take responsibility for controlling that, so I'm going to make responsibility for making a change to that. Very simple. If you are listening to this, you're a woman interested in our metabolic as female method, I'll put a link in the show notes. Same thing for guys, our men's shred. I'll put a link in the show notes. We are going to teach you how to fish. We're going to teach you how to get in the leanest, your dream body, however lean you want to get. However lean you want to get. We're going to show you how to do that while drinking alcohol, while eating meals out, while traveling, while living a normal life. Then ensure that you keep the weight off. Our metabolic priming system. Eat more food, more fun foods to boost your metabolism, and teach you how to do at that point second nature. Everything's customized. Everything's one-on-one. Hit the link if you're interested. Love you.